Hey guys, it's Stacy here. Welcome to my channel, Life's a Project, where I like to share my everyday life projects with you. And if you are new to my channel, this is my very cold and frozen, snow-covered backyard container garden here in Kentucky, Zone 6. So you can see it's too cold outside to do any type of planting or gardening projects. So I wanted to share with you inside where it's warm, all the supplies that I purchased to set up a drip irrigation or a drip system to my backyard container garden. So I plan to do that in the spring. I also want to add a couple more containers, another one of these green metal containers, and also my GreenStalk vertical garden. And if you haven't seen that unboxing video yet, guys, go back and check it out. So guys, my hope is when you're finished watching this video, you'll be able to know all the supplies you're going to need to purchase to run a drip irrigation system to your garden from your outdoor faucet. So here I have laid out everything that I purchased for my drip irrigation system. And guys, I just want to be upfront and honest. It is a little bit of an investment. Everything that I purchased here came from either Amazon or Home Depot, and I think I spent around $150. But I do think the investment is going to be well worth it when I'm not having to take the time to water every day, especially in those really hot summer months. And guys, your plants can really suffer if they don't get that consistent water that they need. And I really do think that this system will really hold up over time and last me a really long time. I did take the time to research products and these parts that had great reviews and were nice quality. Now, all of these items that I talk about and share with you today, I'll put a link for them down in the description below. But of course, if you want to spend less money on your drip system, you can find a cheaper option. Now the first piece that I have here is a water hammer suppressor. This one is the Sioux Chief brand, and what it does, it just helps to absorb the shock from a water hammer that can happen, and that can potentially damage your pipes, your water lines. So for me, it was worth the extra money to invest in one of these water hammer suppressors. But of course, I've seen several drip systems, not using one of these, so really it's up to you, but I thought it was well worth the extra money. So if you choose not to go with a water hammer suppressor, the first thing you're going to need is a splitter. Now this one is a two-way splitter. It's by 2 ways, and what it does, it allows me to connect this directly to my outdoor faucet and be able to hook up more than just my drip irrigation system. So my drip irrigation will be on this side and my water hose or whatever can go on the other side. And if you're like me and you only have one outdoor faucet hookup in your backyard, then you'll be able to run more than just your drip irrigation. You'll have access to be able to hook up a water hose as well. Now, really happy with the overall construction. It says it's all metal, but I do see some plastic over top of some of the metal pieces, and you can see here packaged really nicely. Overall, got really great reviews on Amazon, and it seems really nice quality. Now the next thing you're going to need to purchase is a timer. Now this one is the Orbit brand from Amazon. It looks really nice. It got really great reviews. You can spend as much as you want or as little as you want on your timer. Now this will connect directly to one side of the splitter. It looks like it has a large, nice dial and buttons on the front, large, nice screen. On the back here, a place for the batteries because this is a battery operated system. Now this timer will allow me to program it to come on and off the same time every day to water the garden. Now you can see here on the box a little bit more information. 1 outlet hose faucet timer, easy to set and use, multiple start times and watering durations. It also has a rain delay feature to conserve water, uses 2 AA batteries, 6-year warranty, and has a little manual book to learn how to program it. So really overall happy with this timer. And then next here is a backflow preventer, and it pretty much just prevents the backflow of water. It connects to the timer and it keeps the flow of water going in one direction, not allowing water that could possibly contain dirt, debris, and contaminants from flowing back into the system, back into your components, possibly clogging them or contaminating the water supply. So it is recommended to have one of those. And then next here, this is a 25 PSI Pressure Regulator. This one's by Rainbird. And so it just reduces that incoming water pressure into the system. A drip system was designed to work best under lower pressure. So too high pressure in your drip system can cause leaking, popping off of parts. It just won't work properly. So it is recommended to use one of these if your water pressure is greater than 40 PSI. And it just screws on to that Backflow Preventer. So a really simple install. So next you're going to need a 1/2 inch drip tube adapter. This one is by Rain Drip. And so in order to connect your black poly 1/2 inch drip tubing to this system, you're going to need to get this adapter. So you can see the 3/4 inch size screws on to the rest of these 3/4 inch size parts, and the other end allows your 1/2 inch drip tubing to connect. So you just kind of insert it in there, and that's it. So this 1/2 inch drip tubing will go inside this 1/2 inch drip tube adapter. So I have here a roll of black poly 1/2 inch drip tubing. It's by the Dig brand. Now it came in 50-foot and 100-foot rolls, but it was a much better deal to spend $3 more and get the 100-feet roll, because you never know when you may need to repair a section that gets damaged or punctured. You have to repair that, so it's better to get a little bit more than what you think you might need. And so you just want to measure the distance between your outdoor faucet to your garden area, and then you'll have to run this to each one of your garden containers. And then next you're going to need some 1/4 inch Dripline tubing. This one is the Dig brand, and I chose to purchase 100 feet as well. And you can see this one has the 6-inch dripper spacing, which means you have water emitter holes every 6 inches on this tubing. And I think this brand does offer drip spacing every 9 and 12 inches as well. So get whatever works for you. For me, where I grow in containers and I like to put my plants pretty close together, I need the hole spaced pretty close together at the 6 inches. I think it'll give me better water coverage. And you can see here's a diagram, but you can really set this tubing up in a lot of different configurations on the top of the soil, in your containers, or in your raised beds. So the next thing you're going to need is a punch tool. So this punches a hole in your 1/2 inch drip tubing in order to connect your 1/4 inch drip line to your 1/2 inch tubing. So it just slides on there. You punch a hole. I'm not going to do it now because I'm not sure where I want my hole, but that is how you'll be able to connect the two pieces together. And this one is a pretty nice one. You can actually buy one that's smaller, that's cheaper, but I thought after I make a ton of holes with this tool, my hand's going to be hurting, so I wanted one that was nice. So once you've punched your hole, you're going to need one of these 1/4 inch barb connectors to hold both of the tubings together. And these you can actually purchase in packs of 10. I chose the pack of 50, and you can see here it has 2 barbed ends. One end goes into the hole you made in your 1/2 inch tubing, and the other end you want to slide on that 1/4 inch drip line to the other side, and that will hold everything together. And on the back of this package it has a nice diagram showing you the 1/2 inch drip tubing and the 1/4 inch drip line, and you can see that it has the little connector there, that barbed connector, to hold everything together. So these next two parts you're going to need, you have to use with the 1/2 inch black tubing in order to get your layout or your configuration to run that black tubing to each of your containers. Now you can see this is a 1/2 inch barbed elbow, so that elbow shape you get 5 in a pack. And on the back here a nice diagram, you can see that elbow connecting the two pieces of 1/2 inch black tubing to make that turn, to make that 90 degrees. And then the next piece you're going to need is the 1/2 inch Barbed Tee. Same thing, just using this to get that layout that you want. And this comes also in a 5-pack. You can see that T shape. And so on the back, again, a nice diagram showing that Barbed Tee. And it's a way for you to kind of break off from that main line, sending the black poly tubing in another direction. So I also picked up 1 pack of these 1/2-inch barbed couplings. So it's pretty much just a straight barb connector, and you can see a pack of 5. Now these will be really handy if you have a break in the line, if you damage it with a tool, a shovel, and you have to piece that 1/2-inch black tubing back together, or you just want to change up your configuration or your layout, you may need these as well. So I think it's worth it to buy at least 1 pack of these. So guys, to help this make more sense, I did go on my computer and make this little quick drawing showing you how it all comes together, and hopefully it'll make more sense to you. So you can see here, this is my outdoor faucet, and of course you're going to have your timer, your backflow preventer, all of that there. But then you'll run your 1/2-inch black poly tubing to your container, and then once you get there, you may need to use a little elbow so that you can run your line down along your garden beds, in this case my garden containers, and then I can use a Barbed Tee to kind of break off from that line and go up the leg of my container or up the side of your raised beds, just whatever. So you can see here's a side view of my container. So I brought that 1/2-inch tubing along the ground, and then I use one of these Barbed Tees to go up the side of my container, and then I'll use another elbow to run that tubing into my container. So you're going to do the same thing to all of your containers. You're going to tee off the main line going across the bottom to run that tubing up into your garden beds, and then you can use another little elbow and then run a piece of 1/2-inch tubing across the top. Now you want to be able to cut that in, but you don't want water just shooting out the end, so you're going to have to close the end using one of these figure-8 hose end closures. You have 5 in a pack. On the back it has a nice picture showing you how to do it. So pretty much that figure-8 has 2 loops. You're going to take the 1/2-inch tubing, place it in one side of your figure-8. You're going to clamp or kink it off, bend it back around, and then place the end inside of the other side of that figure-8. So you're going to do that to each one of your garden beds, so that's how many you have to buy. So once you have your 1/2-inch black poly tubing ran to all of your garden beds so that you have your water supply ran to your containers, then you'll focus on your 1/4-inch drip line tubing. So like I explained earlier, you're going to run your 1/4-inch drip line tubing off of your black poly 1/2-inch drip line tubing using your punch tool and these Barbed connectors. So once you get your 1/4-inch drip line cut and laid out, when you cut those ends, you don't want water shooting out. So again, you're going to have to plug the ends, and they make these Goof plugs. You get 20 in a pack, and they can also plug unwanted holes in your 1/2-inch black poly tubing as well. So that's pretty handy. So you can see on here, they just go right into the ends and plug off the lines. And then you can run as many of these 1/4-inch drip lines that you want. I mean, I got 3 in here. I could run 4, and then you want to anchor them down with something. I'm just going to be using these landscaping staples. You can see here 100 pieces in this pack. I ordered this from Amazon. Wasn't sure how many I'm going to need, but I knew that I needed quite a few, and I got them for a pretty good deal. So these staples seem pretty nice quality, nice large size. You just stick it right into the ground to hold that tubing in place. You can actually bend these if you like, and they also pull up really easily if you want to kind of move that tubing around to get it how you like it. So guys, this is everything you're going to need to run drip irrigation to your garden from your outdoor faucet. But after having a discussion with James, after ordering all of these pieces, I did go back and purchase one more thing, or really a pack of things. So James brought up several great points. He mentioned, wouldn't it be nice to have a way to shut off water to some of your containers? What if you're not growing in all of your containers at one time? What if you pulled some plants, those containers are empty, but yet you are watering all of your containers even when they're not in use? And I thought that was such a great point. And he mentioned adding a shutoff valve to each of the containers so you can turn off the water supply when it's not in use. So I went to Amazon, found these drip irrigation shutoff valves. You get 10 in a pack. I need one for each container. So this is totally optional. You don't have to do it, but I thought it was such a great idea. So you just take one of these shutoff valves and you cut into that 1/2 inch black poly drip tubing and you insert one of these valves, and then you can turn that red knob on top to turn off and on the water supply to each container. So guys, that is it for this video. I hope it was helpful to you because I know it can really be overwhelming seeing all of these parts and supplies. And guys, I hope you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out when James and I install this in our garden in the spring. And you can also follow me on Instagram. If you have any questions or comments, you can place those down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.